God is not going to let just anybody be in a relationship with you. Sometimes the devil will camouflage himself like he's somebody, like a person of light, like you, because he knows that that's what it takes to really get close to you. But after a little while, you will begin to see the mask slip. That charisma that you thought was charisma was only a bait for you to take so that the devil could enter into your life and utterly destroy your life. See, the devil knows that he's running out of time. And so he's going to get more sophisticated than ever before. And that's why it's important for us to make sure we have our spiritual eyes open at all times, because the goal is to get control over you, period. Sometimes God will often use relationships to spiritually develop us. Sometimes the most toxic, dysfunctional, disastrous relationships teach us the most. Those relationships have a way of really shaking us internally so that the real spiritual man or woman will emerge. And I know sometimes it's not fair when you're going through a breakup, or when you've been deceived, or you've been breadcrumbed, you've been emotionally manipulated, maybe even emotionally exploited. It's unfair. But you have to understand this, that God is not going to let just anybody be in a real close, permanent relationship with you. He's just not going to do it. And you have to understand that in your life, I can't talk about everyone else's, but in your life, God wants you to really understand the importance of your relationship with Him first. And sometimes because we have been conditioned and romanticized with nursery rhymes from the time, and fairy tales from the time that we were little kids, into just romantic rom-coms, as adults, we seem to fantasize about this picture perfect situation with the perfect man, the perfect woman, and it's just not true. It's just not true. And so we stick around sometimes a little bit longer, hoping that we can get a glimpse of what we saw in the beginning. And if I could say anything to any woman today, I would say to you, really understand you, how valuable and worthy you are. Don't discount yourself for a man. When he shows you who he is, let him go. Don't stick around trying to earn yourself love. Don't stick around trying to prove that you're good for whatever. Once you show people who you are from a beautiful stance in your life, if that person cannot accept you, as hard as it may be for you, it's best for you to walk away. You will not believe the countless women that I've spoken with that stuck around in relationships that utterly almost destroyed their life. I say almost because whenever God is still in the atmosphere like He always is, it's still an opportunity to build from ground zero. And sometimes as men and women, we stick around, and that's not our job to stick around. Sometimes we get caught up in these relationships and we wait around. It's just, I know, I've been there, I've done that. But God is so particular about you. He's not going to allow just anybody to be in His daughter's life or in His son's life. Sometimes we get into situations out of ignorance. Sometimes we get into situations out of brokenness, and we really play back and forth with the devil. And it's not an intentional thing that we do. We just give people opportunities to talk to us that know that they don't deserve the opportunity. Because I want you to understand that the closeness in a relationship is what that spirit wants. That spirit wants an opportunity to have an encounter with you, because that is the closest way that they can get to God. The devil has been kicked out. He has been turned away. He can never come back. He can never really fully experience the presence of the Lord. So what better place to get the experience than from a son or daughter of the Most High? At this time, you have to guard your heart and your mind. You have to understand that sometimes our heart can be deceitful. Sometimes our heart will cause us to stay in very abusive situations, whether they're emotional, mental, or spiritual abusive situations, just hoping somebody would come back to the way that they used to be. Sometimes the devil will camouflage himself like he's somebody, like a person of light, like you, because he knows that that's what it takes to really get close to you. But after a little while, you will begin to see the mask slip. That charisma that you thought was charisma was only a bait for you to take so that the devil could enter into your life and utterly destroy your life. See, the devil knows that he's running out of time. And so he's going to get more sophisticated than ever before. And that's why it's important for us to make sure we have our spiritual eyes open at all times, because the goal is to get control over you, period. That has always been the goal of the enemy, to get control over you. So if he can have you worried, if he can have you sad, if he can have you depressed, if he can have you anxious over somebody that ain't about nothing, he'll do it. Because I want you to know something, baby. The devil will use somebody that ain't nothing. Do you understand me? Just writing over a crooked smile, honey, can't even stand up straight. The devil will use that person sometimes to make a person seem like that's just the best you can get. I mean, he will prop that clown up on a pedestal to make you feel that you have to keep putting up with that foolishness. Because after all, I'm getting older. I'm running out of time. Well, it's going to be hard for me to find somebody, because of my age, girl. Well, we have history together. Who cares about that? If the history is dark, if the history is dysfunctional, if the history is unfaithful, if the history is full of games and tricks, then the history can go and you can always rewrite that story. Because a lot of times what we do is we get caught up in a chapter of our life where we're supposed to really learn, grow, and evolve. And we want to take a chapter and we want to turn that chapter into a whole novel. That's just the chapter of your life. Don't stick around. Don't waste your years. Don't waste your energy. Don't waste your time. Don't waste your money. Don't waste your love on a fool. I'm telling you today, this is for somebody today. The Lord is very particular about you. And sometimes we get ourselves into situations. But in any situation, God still will get the glory out of your life if you allow it. It is never the will of God for you to be in a situation where you're being abused or misused, overlooked, taken for granted, played, toyed with. That's never the goal for God. It's time for us as men and women of God to stand up and know our value and our worth. Because I would rather sit on top of a roof in 100-degree weather, okay, than deal with a fool. I want you to think about that. And until the next video, guys, peace. Because I still be believing in you. Have a good day.